We're following breaking news. A live look now at the Senate floor where a bill to fund the government just failed, largely along party lines at 45 to 55. The bill did not get the 60 votes needed to pass. Senator Jerry Moran of Kansas was the first to speak after it failed. Let's take a listen to that.
For a second time, failed to pass a continuing resolution to allow the federal government to continue to operate. It's because we are coming to the end of the fiscal year. The appropriation bills have not all been approved, although almost all of them have been approved and approved by the Senate committee.
Let's bring in CBS News reporter Erica Brown. Erica, what happens next? Will they try to vote again tonight?
Well, Elizabeth, as of right now, it appears as if we are headed for a government shutdown. There are no known plans for any additional votes tonight. This was the last effort to try to vote on a measure that would keep the government open. It comes after days of negotiations and meetings with top congressional leaders and also with President Trump. And after those meetings, both sides came back and said there were still significant differences, health care being the main sticking point. Democrats wanted a bill that would include extensions to Affordable Care Act benefits in addition to some rollbacks to Medicare cuts that were a part of the president's signature Big Beautiful Bill. Republicans stood firm against that. They wanted to just get the government to pass a short-term spending bill through November for now and revisit those negotiations with Democrats on health care at a later time. So up until the very last minute, Congress remained deadlocked on those issues with federal funding now at stake, and it appears as if we are headed toward a government shutdown with no known additional votes in tow to keep the government open. Now take a listen to what President Trump had to say early on about this.
Well, the Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats.
So there, the president blaming Democrats, and here on Capitol Hill, leaders from both sides blaming the opposing party for the stalemate. Elizabeth?
So, Erica, what does a shutdown mean for government employees? What services will and won't be available?
Well, for non-essential government employees, they are likely to be furloughed, although it's important to note that in a departure here, the White House warned that some federal workers might be fired. There might be some mass layoffs at federal agencies that are expecting lapses in funding as of tonight, and also with activities and projects that they say don't align with President Trump's priorities. But for many essential workers, they will continue working. That includes military service members, air traffic controllers, TSA workers. However, they will likely be working without pay, receiving retroactive pay if the shutdown ends at some point, hopefully some point soon. But for consumers here, people that are visiting Capitol Hill, they will notice some disruptions. People that are visiting national parks and museums, those in the coming days will likely face some disruptions. They will likely be closed. You can also see some disruptions with safety inspections, food safety inspections carried out by the FDA, other safety inspections carried out by the Environmental Protection Agency. Also for benefits, people that receive Social Security benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, those services are expected to continue, but if this shutdown is prolonged, they could also see some delays. Elizabeth?
Erica Brown, live for us on Capitol Hill. Thanks so much, Erica.